Oh yeah. Somebody hasn't seen this movie. You done with them dishes?
No.
Anyway, we'll be back right after she's done with these dishes. It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Frailty movie review. You done with them dishes yet?
Nope.
Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and look who it is. She's finally done with that women's work. No, I'm just kidding. Don't be coming at me in the comments section like, oh, you're a male chauvinist. It was her fucking idea.
It was.
I said no. Everybody's going to be like, oh, no, and that makes you look like a piece of shit.
I said it would be funny.
Anyway, was it funny? Let us know if that was funny down in the comments section. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Frailty. And holy shit, did you look up what year this is from?
I believe it's 2001.
Because I remember I had bought this movie back when it first came out.
2001.
And after watching it a couple times, I ended up trading it for other stuff. But a couple weeks ago, I picked it up from the Goodwill, and then one of my patrons
John
said,
Stanton!
hey, you should review Frailty. And then I thought to myself, well, I just picked up Frailty. The secretary's never seen Frailty, and it's got Matthew McConaughey in it. So, and this was like in the middle of him being like the dude from Dazed and Confused and the dude from all those fucking rom-coms. And this is the Matthew McConaughey that I like. Because, yeah, the movie starts off, Matthew McConaughey goes to an FBI agent, and he's telling him that he knows who the God's Hand Killer is. Now, if you're not familiar with the God's Hand Killer is this person who was chosen by God to go around and kill all these people that are demons in the skies. Now, I'll be honest, like the first, couple times I watched this, I was disappointed, but, I mean, the movie's completely watchable. It's well directed. It's directed by Bill Paxton, of all people. But I felt like they didn't really do much demon slaying, and they got an axe named Otis, and he barely gets to be in the movie, and that always bothered me. But and I was just talking to her earlier about how it's not so rewatchable, but then she was like,
I said, yes, it is rewatchable. It's not a weekly watcher, but you can go back after the initial shock of, oh my gosh, look at that.
Oh yeah, because there's a twist in this movie, which we'll probably get to later on, so if you haven't seen this movie, you're safe for now.
But you can pick up little nuances upon second or third watching, probably, because I've only watched it once, so.
Now, see, I don't want to talk about it yet, but yeah, there's something that I tried to focus on, but apparently the whole thing was a lie. But you'll probably pick up on that, yeah. But anyway, so Matthew McConaughey's telling his agent, I think my brother's the God's Hand Killer, and this is why. And then you get to the part about him as a child in the summer of 1979. One night his dad who's played by Bill Paxton, he's visited by the ghost of Christmas past, and they tell him that God has a mission for you. You will be given 3 tools that you can use on your quest to rid the world of these demons. So they give him a lead pipe, which is kind of dumb. I'm sorry. An axe named Otis, which, he's my favorite character in the movie, really. It's an axe named Otis. I want an axe named Otis. But anyway, then they give him a pair of work gloves. It's a regular old pair of work gloves, which that's the one part of the thing I don't understand, because they told him that when he takes the gloves off, he can touch these people and see their true evil. So it's like, well, what the fuck is the point of even wearing the gloves?
Because the evil shouldn't be given to him, revealed to him until it's time to destroy them. Because it looks to me, for me watching it, like God doesn't want him to know the true evil and be disgusted by it until it's time to actually do the destroying. Because that way he is calculated, he can do things with a cool head.
And then, the thing is, if you're watching this for the first time, Fenton is the older child, and he doesn't believe any of this shit. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of how you as the viewer sort of feel. It's like, you sure you're not fucking crazy? Because the way it's directed, you know, Bill Paxton wakes up in bed and he looks over at a bowling statue or some shit. And it's got like the angel or whatever on it, and it starts glowing. And then that's how they portray his vision in the movie. So you're like, what? I mean, maybe that's why. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the movie, but it's always been like they could have did something different, but I guess they were trying to be as realistic as possible.
Well, and James Cameron told Bill Paxton that he shouldn't reveal everything as he goes along. Hold some stuff back so that you have that disbelief until later on.
Yeah, because like the whole time you're just thinking that Bill Paxton is just fucking crazy, and that the younger brother, Adam, is just saying, oh, I see it too, Dad. I believe you. But then Fenton, like, you know, he's telling the story to the FBI agent, and then you find out that he wants to tell on his dad, but he doesn't because he's scared. And his dad tells him, you know, if you do tell, someone will die. Mm-hmm. And then that's the part, once they get to that part where Fenton he runs off and he tells the sheriff. So we're gonna, probably spoilers, but if
ahead.
If you haven't seen this fucking nearly 20-year-old fucking movie, that's your goddamn fault. But anyway, so Fenton goes and tells the sheriff, and now this is upon this rewatch, it kind of hit me, because it's like, okay, he goes and tells the sheriff, his dad told him that, you know, if you tell anyone, someone will be killed or something like that. Well,
someone will die.
He ends up killing the sheriff. But then that's when you realize, oh, maybe he's not crazy, because he didn't feel anything when he killed all these people after he touched them without the gloves. But as soon as he kills the sheriff, he fucking throws up, and he is like distraught and disturbed, like, oh my God, look what you fucking made me do. And he tells Fenton, like, this is your fault, you know, whatever. So you're still like on the fence, like, is he crazy? I mean, why would he, you know, be acting like this for killing, you know, an actual person when all the other people were actual people, weren't they? But yeah,
you feel that way.
Were they? So you get finally you further and further along, and then Fenton tells the detective, this is in present day 2001. He tells him, oh, I know where the bodies are. So he takes him to where the bodies are, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, wait a minute. There's not enough holes, or there's too many holes.
There's too many holes.
There's too many holes. Well, it turns out, all right, and this is the major spoiler. Turns out he's not Fenton. He just told his wife, if they call asking about me, tell them Fenton stole an ambulance and his brother's corpse, and now here he is with the next guy on his list. See, because how did that turn out? Because he took him to. Did he take him to the Rose Garden, or
yes.
did he?
Because when
I thought he took him to where where Fenton was leaving his bodies.
No.
Because it turns out Fenton was a demon, and that's why he didn't believe.
Because that was the thing that the father kept saying. The angel revealed to me something that I don't believe.
And we're going to prove them wrong.
And we're going to prove him wrong. But yeah, it's because Fenton was actually a demon, and that was revealed to the dad, and he didn't want to have to kill his son. But no, Fenton was keeping his bodies in the basement of his house. Because don't you remember when Adam said that?
Their trophies.
Yeah, his trophies. So
it turns out that this detective is a demon, and he killed his mother in a violent fashion. He stabbed her with a knife. That's an inside joke for those of you who might be watching that work at the Dent Schoolhouse. Magdalene the Mermaid, or whatever. Magdalene Mermaid, what's her name? Mermaid. I don't know how to read. But anyway, yeah, so, yeah. And we pulled a fast one, except, you know, it's not such a twist that you don't really see coming, because I started to suspect that Matthew McConaughey was lying the whole time, and then it wasn't even, 45 minutes into the movie,
well,
she was like...
It was as soon as he took the FBI agent took who he thought was Fenton in the car, and he was still telling story about the childhood and why he thinks that his brother was the God's hand killer in the car. And I said, I know what it is. I know what it is. He's the God's hand killer, and that guy's on his list. And you said to me, oh, did you happen to look it up on IMDb? And no, believe it or not, that's something I like to do while we're watching movies. I like to look up the trivia on IMDb. And I actually left my phone sit off to the side and didn't look up a darn thing about this movie. But I guessed it. I'm good at doing that, though.
See, subconsciously, she probably heard somebody say it like 20 years ago.
I've not heard anything about this movie. As a matter of fact, I don't remember even hearing about this movie.
Anyway, we've already spoiled enough of it. Hopefully, the people that haven't seen it didn't watch this far. I mean, nobody ever watched, like, let's be honest. It's not a Halloween review. Only like 60 people are going to watch this. So, it's not, I'm not worried about it. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Hopefully a lot of people watch this because this movie doesn't get talked about enough. Even though I'm not the hugest fan of it, I still think it belongs in my collection. And hell, we'll do something different since we'll both give our rating. We haven't talked about what it was, but out of 5 stars, what do you give it?
I give it a 4.5.
4.5?
Yeah.
See, because I was leaning more towards right around 3 point something, more than 3.5. What's more than 3.5, but not 4? It's almost a 4 for
3 3/4.
There you go. Hopefully we can find a 3 3/4 star. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm gonna do the little icons down here. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here pointing my thumb like a big dumb idiot. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you've seen Frailty, let me know. Did the twist shock you? Did you figure out the twist before it twisted? Or did you think that the twist was even bigger? The fact that Matthew McConaughey was not only Adam, he was the motherfucking sheriff.
I like that touch.
Anyway, make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you're not already. And together, we will get better at this. And then one of these days, I'll be a big shot. Won't that be fun? Because look, I got that fancy microphone. Soon I'm going to get a laptop. Then I'm going to get lights. And then I'm going to get sounds. And I'm going to get like backlighting. And we're just going to rearrange the whole house so that I can have a fancy spot so that I can look cool. Anyway, I'm getting the fuck out of here.